Today I'll show you how I made this escape room puzzle. Just put the pieces in the correct place and the maglock releases. I'm using this 4 composers bust I found on eBay. I'll put the description on the screen. They have the name and years on the bottom. This can be used to be part of the puzzle. The idea is to make an octagonal platform for the statue and an octagonal base where it will go into. Also a place to put the magnet to activate the reed switch. I use a 15mm diameter by 2mm thick neodymium magnet. Let's start with the bust platform. Here I printed one and here is the hole for the magnet. Now let's print the other 3. I used my CR10 3D printer with PLA material. I used a 0.3 layer height, 0.8 wall thickness, and 10% infill density. This indentation is to set the bust in, and it will be set in place with epoxy glue. The magnet fits perfectly in the hole, and it will be secured with CA glue. Using Bondo glazing and spot putting, I cover the whole surface and let it dry for later wet sanding. I cut and glue a piece of 400 grit wet sandpaper to a block of wood. This way I can keep the straight edges on the print. This is how it looks after sanding. The edges look straight and smooth. I'll let it dry, then apply the first layer of filler primer. As always, I use Fusion 360 to create all my 3D models. The base is printed and ready to test. You can see how the platform will fit inside the base. On the bottom of the base, I designed an indentation to fit the reed switch. This reed switch I found on eBay. When you put the magnet close to the reed switch, it creates a closed circuit. I'll get a beep in the multimeter in the continuous mode. This way you will not close the circuit if the bus is not in the right position. We have no beep. Now until it's put in the right position, it will close the circuit. The rest of the bases are printed. I'm on my 3rd prototype. First was too big, and on the last one I added 2 mounting holes, as you can see here, for screws to go through. I also prepared the bust for printing, getting rid of the brand name. Here is the platform primed and ready to paint. But first we need to glue the bust in place with epoxy. All the pieces are painted and ready to assemble. I'm attaching the bases on a piece of test wood. The direction you want the bust to face is the position where you want the reed switch to be. Combining different base positions will make a combination to solve your puzzle. I also use the dates on the bust to be part of the puzzle. You will first need to put them in chronological order and then have them put in the correct position. You can get a copy of the electrical schematic I used on this test on my Patreon page. Also, you have access to the STL files I used for this build. Here it is, finally working. This maglock represents a locked door or box or whatever needs to be opened. Like I mentioned earlier, first it has to be ordered by dates and then placed in the right position. I will end up using coordinates as clues. Back has to be facing north, Mozart also facing north, and so on. As you can see, nothing happens if only one of the pieces is in their incorrect position or place. When all pieces are in the correct orientation, the puzzle is solved and the door is open. Here you have my first successful escape room puzzle. Thank you for watching, and see you in my Patreon page. Extra footage and STL files are available in my Patreon page. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Here you can also click on the links for the videos on how I printed, painted, and made the electronics for my Iron Man helmet. I'll see you next video.